At the start of the movie, priest Gabriele Amorth arrives in Tropea, Italy. He arrived because someone had begged him to perform an exorcism on a young man who was allegedly demon-possessed. The boy had seen numerous doctors, but none of them were able to heal him, despite the family's best efforts. Especially considering that the young man had never studied or spoken English yet was nonetheless able to speak it. Priest Amorth went to see the young guy right away after becoming certain that he was under the devil's control. As it happens, Priest Amorth tricked the demon in a different method. Priest Amorth didn't think the young man's possession was caused by a demon. Thus, he instructed the demon to demonstrate his power by taking possession of a pig that the people in the area had prepared. And in an instant, Father Amorth aroused the demon, who changed from a young man to a pig. The pig was shot right away when the monster made its way inside of it. And Father Amorth vanquished the devil. However, Father Amorth's exorcism was not permitted. So, Vatican officials needed to look into him. However, Father Amorth was unable to acknowledge that he had engaged in exorcism. Rather, Father Amorth clarified that the young guy was suffering from a mental ailment and that he had offered treatments to help the individual get better. Cardinal Sullivan did not, however, find Father Amorth's justification convincing, and made the decision to remove Father Amorth from his leadership role in The Exorcist. Father Amorth expressed his extreme anger and distress over the decision, claiming that the Pope of Rome had directly trusted him to lead The Exorcist. Father Amorth advised anyone looking to get into trouble with him to speak with his superiors immediately. A family is seen making their way to the San Sebastian Monastery in Castilla, Spain. In the meantime, Henry and Amy are their two children, and Julia is their mother. Henry has not spoken since their father's death in a vehicle accident 1 year ago. Henry has been devastated ever since. After a lengthy detour, they reached the monastery of San Sebastian, which the builders were refurbishing. A priest by the name of Esquibel met them there. He was there especially to greet Julia's family. It is known that the San Sebastian Monastery was bequeathed from generation to Julia's husband's family. At this point, Julia is remodeling the monastery with the goal of selling it for a significant sum. Henry went out and about in the interim, surveying the state of the abbey. Henry continued his journey and eventually reached the monastery's basement, where he discovered a hole through which a symbol had started to fracture. The hole was discovered by one of the builders a few days later. The worker ignited a flare in the monastery's basement because he was inquisitive about what might be inside the hole. This caused an explosion. Knowing that there were still gas deposits in the monastery's basement, Carlos, the top worker, made the decision to remove all of the employees. Following the encounter, Henry experienced a seizure and regained his ability to talk. It was discovered that Henry was under the control of a demon. However, Julia is still perplexed by Henry's fate. Julia went to the hospital to check on Henry. However, every physician claimed that Henry's health was fine. The physician even suggested that Julia give Henry a sedative in case his convulsions came back. Henry went into trouble once more after returning home when he held Julia's milk factory. When Julia and Amy noticed Henry's conduct had changed, they were terrified. Then Henry instructed Julia to contact the priest. Julia called Father Esquibel right away to inquire about Henry's condition. However, Henry abruptly threw Father Esquibel out of the room as soon as he entered. As the action shifts to the Roman Pope, Father Amorth is called. The Pope of Rome will assign Father Amorth the typical assignment this time, helping Julia's family. He is also told by the Pope that Julia's family resides in a monastery in San Sebastian. The church used to have issues with this monastery. Upon seeing Julia's family dossier and the history of the long-closed San Sebastian Monastery, Father Amorth promptly made his way to the library. In other words, Father Amorth got on his Vespa and drove straight to the San Sebastian Monastery. Finally reaching the monastery of San Sebastian, Father Amorth ascended the mountain through the valley. There, awaiting his arrival, he encountered Father Esquibel. Father Amorth met Henry in his room to start his duties after introducing himself to Julia's family. Henry was examined by Father Amorth. Once it was established that Henry was possessed, Father Amorth started to inquire about the demon's source. But this demon was more intelligent than any other demon Father Amorth had encountered. Even though he claimed to be well aware of Father Amorth's transgressions, the demon refused to reveal his identity. While continuing the fight to protect the nation, the devil even revealed a glimpse of Father Amorth's history. When Father Amorth was the last one still alive, the enemy killed his companions. Struck instantly, Father Amorth exited the room right away. While all of this was going on, Amy was unwinding in her room when she heard an enigmatic voice beckoning her to Henry's chamber. Amy ran back into the room in terror and was startled to see her father, who had passed away, calling. Amy went straight to see her mother. Father Amorth is going to try battling the devil once more. Father Esquibel is going to aid him this time. Father Amorth instructed Father Esquibel not to react to the demon's words or deeds, though, before they entered the room. In any case, they entered the area together and got ready to battle the demon with some gear. However, it turned out that the devil did not remain silent and instead assailed Father Amorth by showing him a vision of a lady who became Father Amorth's previous sin, a woman named Rosaria. The devil had already assailed Father Amorth. Now it was Father Esquibel's turn. Where Ardelia, a woman, was Father Esquibel's previous transgression. Father Esquibel became enraged at this and choked Henry. The devil informed them that Father Amorth had taken the bait before they left the room. Father Esquibel admitted his past transgressions outside the room, and the woman he loved, Ardelia, told him to resign from his position as a priest. Father Esquibel, however, declined her plea, choosing instead to follow God's will. The devil reported that Father Amorth had taken the bait, and Father Amorth was inquisitive. Father Amorth believed the demon was up to something more than merely invading the boy's body. Father Amorth would investigate what he discovered in the garden this afternoon. Father Esquibel's duty was to maintain security within the monastery. Father Amorth used his motorcycle to quickly break the Vatican seal after discovering it. The unveiling of the Vatican seal was accompanied by a number of disturbances. First, let's talk about Father Esquibel, who Henry attacked. Then a demon suddenly assaulted Julia and Amy. When the devil attacked Julia and Amy, Fathers Amorth and Esquibel came to their aid right away. Julia and Amy chose to take a nap in the church following the incident. Father Esquibel was invited to investigate the monastery's basement by Father Amorth. There, they discovered a door bearing the seal of the Vatican. Once inside, they discovered a catacomb full of several human skeletons. It transpired that this was the location where the Vatican imprisoned a devil-possessed individual. The demon was imprisoned there by the Vatican because they were unable to drive him out. The Roman Pope was looking through the San Sebastian Monastery's records in the meantime. He came into a covert message concerning a strong demon ruling the San Sebastian convent. When the Pope realized this, he was shocked and required medical attention right away. Papa Lumumba was instructed by the Pope to speak with Father Amorth. Returning to the subject of Father Esquibel and Father Amorth, they entered the building. They discovered the body of Monk Doyata, one of the greatest exorcists of all time there. It wasn't until Father Amorth's journal that they discovered Monk Doyata was possessed. Following his capture, the monk convinced Queen Isabella that the Inquisition was necessary. This implied that all that transpired following his possession in 1475 was the result of the devil's manipulation of him. Father Amorth also learned that one of the fallen angels' graves was the location of the San Sebastian Monastery, and Asmodeus was the name of the demon who controlled that area. Father Amorth came to understand that the demon had purposefully tricked him into going to the monastery and that it intended to replicate the event by taking possession of Father Amorth and causing havoc within the Vatican. Next, Father Amorth revealed the past transgressions of a woman by the name of Rosaria. Father Amorth was unwilling to assist Rosaria at the time as she was suffering from a mental illness rather than being under the influence of the devil. Father Amorth then gave her situation to others to handle. Father Amorth believed that his role was not to treat mental disease. Furthermore, Father Amorth learned of allegations of sexual assault against Rosaria following her passing, and the past sin of Father Amorth. To put it briefly, Fathers Amorth and Esquibel got ready to battle the demon Asmodeus right away. Now that the ruler of hell was their opponent, Father Amorth offered Father Esquibel a magic medallion and curative holy water. Straight to Henry's chamber they went. Henry appears to be in extremely good health, and he could end up dead if he stays this way. Notwithstanding the fact that Father Amorth was previously familiar with the demon's name. Being a possessed demon himself, Asmodeus can launch attacks through Amy. And then Amy made fun of her own mother. While this was going on, Asmodeus choked Father Esquibel, preventing him from helping Julia. Father Amorth gave up and followed Asmodeus' orders after he saw Julia and Father Esquibel, who was hurting. And soon after, Asmodeus took control of Father Amorth. Father Amorth made an internal effort to combat Asmodeus' might. However, all was in vain because Asmodeus had fully subjugated Father Amorth. Father Amorth then made his way to the monk's locked-up cellar. Meanwhile, once Henry, Amy, and Julia were safe, Father Esquibel followed Father Amorth down to the basement right away. In an attempt to rescue Father Amorth from Asmodeus' sway, Father Esquibel worked to fortify him. At last, Father Amorth succeeded in escaping Asmodeus' hold. Then a demon took the shape of Ardelia and attacked Father Esquibel, while Rosaria, a demon, attacked Father Amorth. Father Esquibel then used the magic medallion to assault the demon, killing it in the process. Afterward, Father Amorth used the magic medallion to kill the demon as well. Father Amorth and Father Esquibel visited the Pope the following day. The church defeated one of the angels who turned into a demon and was exiled to Earth. Asmodeus and the Pope thanked them for the magnificent triumph. After that, they were led to the Holy of Holies, which had held the church's treasures for a millennium. Bishop Lumumba informed them that there were 199 additional locations, including the San Sebastian Monastery. And destroying the devil is what Father Esquibel and Father Amorth have to do. The movie had come to an end. To ensure you never miss any updates on new videos, kindly click the bell icon and subscribe to my channel. Thanks for watching.